My hair is different. I don't know if you can tell very much because my hair is black and my shirt is also black, so it kind of blends in, but it's longer and it's different. So, yeah. Hey guys, it's Olivia and I'm back with another video. So I'm sure you've already noticed this, but money runs the world. And I don't get it because money is literally paper. If I took a piece of printer paper out of my printer, it's worth nothing. But if I take paper and then print an authority figure's face on it, now all of a sudden it has value in the world. And you might be saying, well, what about coins? Yes, coins are made of metal. They're mainly made of copper and nickel. But still, let's say you had a pop can, and yes, I know a pop can is made of a different type of metal, but just go with it for a second. If I have a pop can and then I drink all the pop out of it and then try to give it to you so that you'll give me something else in return, that's not gonna fly. It's not gonna work. I can't go to the grocery store and be like, here, I'll give you this metal in exchange for some bread. It's not gonna work. But if I took a circular piece of metal with an authority figure's face on one side and a symbol of the country on the other side, now it's worth something. And yes, copper is worth more than tin. I know that, but I'm just saying it's metal, and depending on what shape it's in or what form it's in or whose face is on it, it determines whether or not it has value, which is completely ridiculous to me. And yes, I understand that you need some sort of currency because way back in the day before they had money, people would trade. People would be like, I'll trade you this fur for this food. That way everyone had things that they needed. So I have this, but I want that, and you have that, but you want this, so we'll trade. So now instead of picking up my favorite shirt and being like, oh, I'll trade you my favorite shirt for some food, now you have money, which is one thing that you can trade for everything. So I get the need for money. What I don't like is that there are certain things that you cannot have without money, and they're really valuable things. And I'm not talking about materials. I'm talking about education, for example. Post-secondary, if you don't have money, you don't get to go. Point blank, period. And yes, there are some exceptions, if you get a scholarship or if that university offers different bursaries and stuff. But if you're just an average person, you need to have that money or you don't get to go. It doesn't matter how smart you are, you don't get to go. And yes, nowadays, you don't have to take the traditional route to be successful. A lot of people make a living off the internet. I myself do not, but a lot of people do. And now there's a lot of unconventional, because nowadays that's a lot of things that a lot of people are doing. So I wouldn't even consider it unconventional anymore. But there are a lot of unconventional ways to make a living. So yes, nowadays you don't necessarily need post-secondary to be successful, but that depends on the career that you want. What if your true calling is to be a teacher? You can't do that unless you go to university. If you want nothing more than to be a lawyer, you can't do that unless you go to university. If you want to be a doctor, you cannot do that without university. So if you don't want to go the unconventional route, you want to go the traditional route, you go to elementary school, high school, university, career, and you want a career that requires you to have that sort of education. You can't just go on YouTube and look up a brain surgery video and be like, yep, I'm totally ready, put me into the operating room. It doesn't work that way. It is a requirement for you to have post-secondary. And you cannot get that without money. So they're basically saying, if you don't have money, you can't live the life you want to live. You can't have the career that you want. You can't be who you want to be because you don't have money. That's completely ridiculous to me. Yes, I understand the need for it, but in certain situations, it shouldn't be required because you are taking things away from people that are so amazing that they can never have because, you're taking... Oh, it's so ridiculous to me. I can't even word my thoughts. And like, once again, with the whole education thing, there are definitely so many people around the world who could have done so many amazing things, but they didn't get the opportunity to do so because they didn't have pieces of paper. Like, it's so annoying. Like, it's like, oh, you didn't have that piece of paper, or you didn't have that credit card or that debit card. Like, they don't really do that in stores, like, at least not any of the stores that I've shopped at. But like, I've watched movies where they're like paper or plastic, which is basically cash or debit and or credit, like if you're gonna use your card. Like, they're literally giving value to paper, metal, and plastic. Like, if I go into like my cupboard downstairs and take out a plastic container, do you think I can go to the store and be like, let me swipe my container? No, it has no monetary value. It has no value in this world that we live in. My plastic container, even though it's made of the same material as my debit card, has no value simply because my debit card is tied to a bunch of virtual zeros that I see on a screen. Like, it's so ridiculous. There are so many things that you can't have without money. Like, you can't get food if you don't have money. You go hungry without it. You can't get an education without money. You can't have a home without money. They're not giving you a mortgage without credit. But you can't build your credit unless like you had a credit card, like you spent and then paid it back like on time. Like, to my knowledge, I don't have a credit card, but to my knowledge, that's how you build your credit. And so it's like, you need to have the money in order to spend it. So it's like, you swipe the credit card, but then you need to have the money to pay it back in order to build your credit, in order to get a mortgage. So it's like, you can't have a home, you can't have a safe place to sleep every night, you can't have a nice bed to sleep in because you don't have paper. Like, I don't get it. It's so annoying. It makes me so angry. There are certain things that should be free. Like, education should be free. And homes, like having a safe place to rest your head at night, that should be free. Like, food, having the ability to stay alive. Like, even water costs money. Like, you could either like go to the store and buy water bottles, or you have to pay your water bill every single month. Like, humans didn't create water. Why am I paying you for water? That's another thing. That's a whole other video. Like, a bunch of stuff that humans didn't create that they're charging for. How are you charging me for water? You didn't create water. But anyways, that's a whole other video that will probably come out in the future weeks on a different Monday. But whatever. My point is, certain things in life should be free. Certain things you shouldn't be denied because you don't have paper. And it makes me so angry, and I'm getting heated, and I need to stop this video because I'm getting really angry, so I'm gonna stop. But anyways, I hope that you agree with my view. Like, to people who don't have just money to spend, like, I feel like you can relate. Like, I'm just an 18-year-old who doesn't have a job, so obviously I don't have money. But I mean, like, people who like work their butts off, but like they have all these things to pay for, so then like after they get their paycheck, their paycheck disappeared, so now they can't do things they want to do. They can't live a nice, comfortable life even though they've worked so hard to get it. Like, for me, like, this obviously doesn't compare to a lot of people, but like, I've worked very hard for 14 years to get through school, if you include kindergarten, 14 years. And then now I might not get to go to post-secondary. I have to cut my education short because I don't have tens of thousands of dollars. That's not fair to me. I worked very hard to get to the level of education that I am at now, and I want to move further, and you're telling me that I can't. Like, and yes, I know that there are a bunch of other people who have gotten so much farther in life and worked so much harder than me, and they're trying to attain things that are way bigger than I'm trying to, and they can't get it because they don't have paper, and it's so annoying. And I know I keep coming back to the whole post-secondary education thing, but like, with the jobs where university is required, like, it's like, you want that job so that you can make money. but you can't get that job unless you have money. So it's like a paradox. It's a never-ending circle. I don't have the money to go to university, so I can't get that job that's gonna make me money. So I can't make money, but they're telling me to give them the money that I don't have. They're telling me to give them the money that I can't make because I can't get that career, because you're stopping me from getting that career because I don't have money. And I know that sounds very confusing, but that's kind of how paradoxes are. It's a never-ending circle. Like, you want me to give you money, but you're taking away my ability to make money. So it's like, you want money, but you won't let me make money, so how am I supposed to give you money if I can't get any? Like, it's just a never-ending circle, and it's just so annoying, and I want to speak no further about it. So, now that I have temporarily gotten this off of my chest, because like this is still the world I live in, and this is the world that I'm going to live in till I die. Unless something randomly changes, which I don't think it will. So I have no choice but to live in this world. So right now I have it off of my chest, but for the next however many years I live for, this is gonna be a recurring theme in life. But I hope that someone out there agrees with me. Even if it's one person, yay, we have the same opinion. Because this is just something that has been getting at me for years, and it's annoying, and paper runs the world. People kill for paper. It's so ridiculous, and I can't stand it. And yeah, that's all I can muster up the energy to say for this week. So that's all for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. All my social media links will be down below in case you want to follow me on there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday. If you would like to see more of me, subscribe to my vlog channel because I upload there every day. And I'll see you on this channel next Monday.